All right. Hey, hello, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to another postponed English weekly roundup. I have just not had time to do these on Sunday nights. We were on vacation, 3 weeks ago when I stopped doing it? And then last weekend, no, vacation 4 weeks ago now. And then I was sick 2 weekends in a row. No idea why. Just call it getting old. Just like most of my friends do. We're getting old. We're sick again. What do you have to say? And then, of course, last weekend, and kids. We have 3 kids. 3 kids take up a lot of time. So it's been really difficult to sit down at 8:30 p.m., the planned time on Sunday nights, in part just because I've been so darn tired. But this week, the plan is to catch up on each of the English weekly roundups I missed. This is the first one. So this says 428. This was planned for last night, to be delivered last night, but I didn't have a chance. I was just too tired. Let's be real. I was just too tired. I think I fell asleep on the couch. Is that right? Yep, that's what happened. I fell asleep on the couch last night, and that was the end. That was it. Um, but when I miss these, I will do them. This is a promise I'll make now on this stream that I will catch up with them when I can in the following week or few weeks. They'll happen. You can always go to the YouTube channel, Bryce JD on YouTube. The links are all in the Twitch bio. You can go there. Actually, the link should be, I think, !social. Let's see if that still works. They did at one time. !social. This worked at one point. I think maybe it doesn't now. Oh well. What about links? Maybe I change it to links? Do caps matter? No dice. Okay, no dice. So you can go to the Twitch page and you can find all of my links there. So you can follow Instagram. I don't post a lot there yet. I'm still trying to get a work order so I can get things output on time. Right now, I just do not have a workflow, not work order, workflow to get things done that I need to get done. So as we get farther along with all of this, again, look at those links on the Twitch page and you'll be able to see everything you need to find the videos that are posted, when they're posted. I know some of you like Faku, hopefully you'll check in later on. If you do not and you watch a video later, all the ones you've missed, all the ones that are saved, they're here on Twitch for, I believe they save them for 30 days. And I will upload them to YouTube. So they'll be there permanently. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's lesson. Usually I take 20-30 minutes, unless we have a good group of people, and then we'll talk for just about as long as you guys want to hang on and talk. If you're just checking in for the first time, checking in period tonight, take a look at this Mentimeter map here. If you take your phone and you scan that QR code, it's going to take you to this map. And what you can do is you can just click on the map as best you can. Come on, as best you can. And click on where you're from. This is a fun way to keep track of who's joining the stream and where they are. It doesn't ask you for any information. It doesn't ask you for name, your email address, phone number, any of that stuff. It's just a location marker. And the pins are a little tricky if you're on your phone. They're a little tricky to place because it's very easy. You can see somebody, again, somebody is out here in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Southern Atlantic. I doubt this is where they actually live. They're probably from Brazil, maybe Argentina. My guess is this is Faku. My guess is this is Faku from Buenos Aires. But when you click, it likes to go about an inch off from where you expect it to be. If I click on our home area and the DC area up here, often it goes somewhere in Canada, or once or twice it ended up in Mexico. Okay, well, this is just the way. All right, the first couple of words, the words from the week we're talking about now, which isn't actually last week. The idea is these are weekly catch-up roundups for important questions, interesting questions, and follow-ups for the classes that I teach. I teach around 36 hour-long English classes throughout the week. Some are group classes, some are private classes. I teach on a few different platforms. You can see English at the Ready is who I'm working with now primarily. I've been working as a consultant for quite a while, and I've helped people build programs. I've filled in with teaching when they need it. I've designed lessons, developed plans, done quite a lot. Done marketing, social media writing, blog writing. I've ghost written about 100 posts, I believe, somewhere in the ballpark of 100 posts in the past year or so. So it's a little bit of everything. That's what Bridge School Online in the past. That's what it was after 2001. Prior to 2001, built this business in China, Bridge School Online, and it was basically operating as a bridge program to help people study for their, you'll see a few words here, for the tests that they take when they want to immigrate or become a naturalized citizen of the United States. I did a lot of trainings for people, a lot. For children, I taught 24,750 lessons, right? And the adults, I've taught at least 12,000. I don't know exactly how many adults. I had an old hard drive that went bad. I had a list, I had a count. That's gone. So now it's just an estimate. I know it's more than 10,000. And you add the past year of work to it, probably another 12,000 or so added on. So anyway, that's what this was. Right now, Bridge School Online is me. It's just me. It's me as this entity doing a little stream here on Twitch and doing a little ed tech consulting. But English at the Ready, englishattheready.com. That's the organization I'm working closely with to help them develop. Michael Anton, you can find him on Instagram, English at the Ready on Instagram, or Michael Anton on Instagram. I've been helping him build a school, more or less, a program to go along with his teaching on social media. So it's kind of a mixture of being a social media influencer. That's not me. And I'm a business person, right? I don't even like to say that. That doesn't feel right to me. But I like to be behind the scenes most of the time. I have no problem talking. You'll notice that throughout this class. I can talk about anything, probably for as long as you need me to, and longer than you want me to in most cases. But anyway, back down here to the lesson. Immigrate versus immigrate. You hear that? They sound the exact same. Immigrate versus immigrate. Immigrate is a verb when you enter a country with the intent to settle there. You immigrate. We call the people who immigrate, we call them immigrants or an immigrant. Immigrants immigrate with an I. Immigrate, again, there's no difference in the way these sound, with an E is a verb that means when you leave your own country to settle in another country. So immigrate is come into, immigrate is go out of. That's the easiest way to remember this. Immigrate is go into or come into. You can say go/come into. And immigrate with an E is to go or come out of. This is the simple way to remember what these mean. Go, come into, go, come out of. Ignore the space before the slash. I'm not too worried about my typing here. I think all this will make perfect sense. And you can also review the chat after the class if you're watching the video on Twitch. Unfortunately, if you're watching it on YouTube, I don't right now have the capacity to keep up with making subtitles that go along with what I'm saying here. So again, if you look at the automatically generated subtitles, they'll help you out a little bit with the spelling and with exactly what I'm saying if your English isn't good. So don't be afraid. Check out the videos to watch, to interact with me here. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer. Your English can be beginner, intermediate, advanced. It does not matter. I've taught all levels of students and everyone's welcome here. I'd love to see people discussing and talking to each other in the chat while I'm going over these slides. That's the intent in the future. But we have 28 followers. We need to get at least 50 to work towards Twitch affiliacy. Affiliacy is the word. To work towards being a Twitch affiliate. I say it like a Southerner. Affiliate. I'm tired. And the Southern comes out of me. My Southern dialect comes out when I get tired. My Southern dialect where I want to talk like this and say the words affiliate. I get lazy as I get tired. But anyway, back to the lesson, immigrate versus immigrate. Sometimes when people say these words, to differentiate, to make a distinction between them, they'll say immigrate and emigrate. This isn't the proper way to say it, but it's a way that we'll often say it to make sure the person listening to us understands and knows what we're saying. Immigrate and immigrate. Again, immigrate, immigrate, how we would say it in conversation. Immigrate, immigrate is the proper way to say these words. They sound the exact same. There's no way to know which one unless you're paying attention to context. When you say that the man immigrated to the United States, you know he's coming into the United States, we're saying immigrate with an I, immigrate. When you say that the family immigrated from Syria to Germany, that sounds about the same, doesn't it? They immigrate from Syria to Germany. Immigrate from Syria. Notice from Syria. They immigrate to Germany with an I. Immigrate to with an I. Immigrate from as a preposition. That's your key to what we're saying. Immigrate with an E. Okay. Ask questions if you have any. This can be challenging. It's not the worst, but it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. Then we have naturalization versus citizenship. What the heck are these, right? First, I'm going to talk about citizenship. Citizenship is a noun. It's when you are a recognized member of a particular country with your own rights, responsibilities, and privileges. Basically, you belong to that country. You belong there. People want citizenship because your citizenship, your nationality, which comes from your citizenship is what identifies you. A lot of people are identified or build their identity upon where they have their citizenship. I'm American. I'm from the USA. That's part of who I am. When I describe who I am, especially when I was a kid, because kids all want to identify with some place. You know, you have a lot of kids whose families come from another country outside of the US, but they're American citizens. They live here and they become that country American, right? Indian American, Chinese Americans, Japanese Americans. I have friends who are Ukrainian Americans, Russian Americans. So we do this combination of things. If you identify with the culture outside of the US and the US culture, hybridize those words to talk about your nationality. But your citizenship is what country you belong to. It's where you vote. It's where most people invest their money, not always. It's often where you have your birth certificate from. Often you are a citizen of the place you were born. And it's often difficult to lose that. You can lose it. You can renounce, is the word we use when we talk about getting rid of or changing your citizenship. We'll use the word renounce. Say renounce, that's okay, but renounce your citizenship to become a full citizen of another country. Some countries allow dual citizenship. Dual means two, dual citizenship. And I do believe some will allow multiple citizenship. Also, dual citizenship. Okay. Dual citizenship. Again, in the US, you can be a dual citizen. You could be an American and a Canadian, right? You have dual citizenship, an American, Canadian passport. This is one of the other keys of citizenship. Where you have your citizenship, location, country that you're a citizen of is what will give you your passport. And your passport, of course, is your ticket to visit other countries. And one of the best things about being American is that we have very, very good visitation visas and visitation requirements, visitation rules and regulations. And our government has very good, what's the word I want to use? Partnerships? Treaties and partnerships with other nations to allow us entry travel to a lot of places, not everywhere. Like Cuba. Cuba often changes. Sometimes we get along with Cuba and we can go visit Cuba with for 30 days or so with just an American passport. Then often that changes back and we have to pay, I don't know how much it is, we have to pay some money to get a visa to travel there for a week, 2 weeks, 30 days. It just depends on the situation at the time. So this is something that, depending on the country you're traveling to, you have to research what the requirement is for your passport. As an American citizen, what do I need to do to travel here? If I travel to China right now, and these are active again as of January, I have a 10-year visa visiting China. I lived in China in 2010, 2014, and I've made three-month trips otherwise. So I've lived there for like 2.5 years, roughly. It's Suzhou, China. You'll see one of my videos, one of my leader videos is of Suzhou, China. It's a home to me. It is a place that I made home, and I absolutely love it there. I do. Regardless of anything anyone else wants to say about politics, China, I love that place, and I love it there just as much as I do anybody here. So, but I have a visa that will expire next year. Don't know which month. I think it's March. Could be wrong, but March of next year. Um, so I can come and go for 30-day period. I believe. I don't think it's 90 days. 30-day periods, but you can stay for up to 90 days without much trouble. All you have to do in China is you take your American passport with your Chinese, this case, business visa, and then I can go to Hong Kong for a night and come back into China. It's the exit and the entry. Exit, stay in Hong Kong for a night, take a trip, go for a week. Hong Kong is amazing. I love Hong Kong. But go to Hong Kong for a week, come back into China, it resets your time limit. So you have another 30 days. 30 days later, you can go to Taiwan, you can go to Hong Kong, resets your entry exit time, mainland China. And you can do that up to 3 times without question. Now, again, I'm saying this is how it was 2014, 2016, 2019. Last times I was there. I was in China right before COVID became a thing. And I'm glad I wasn't there when COVID was going through the country for so many reasons. COVID lockdowns were rough for everyone I knew, even my Chinese friends who, live full time, of course, China. Everybody had a difficult. But anyway, this sort of thing is always changing, always depending on the relationship. But like I was saying, having U.S. citizenship and a U.S. passport gives me a ticket to go a lot of places, and that's great. Same thing for many other countries. I have a Canadian friend. Well, he's Canadian American, but he uses his Canadian passport because lives in Singapore right now. There are some benefits that he gets for using the Canadian passport instead of the American passport. Now, again, if he were to get in legal trouble, which he's probably not going to, this is far-fetched, bit of reasoning, but if he got in trouble, I know he has said in the past he would use his U.S. passport because the U.S. embassy tends to be, I don't want to say more aggressive, but tends to be a little bit more powerful than the Canadian embassy. Now, the Canadian embassy is good too, don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of Canadians here, but the U.S. passport for dealing with major diplomatic issues tends to be stronger than Canadian. Anyway, these are the strategic ways of thinking you can have when you have dual or multiple citizenship. Naturalization is the process by which a foreign citizen becomes a citizen of a new country. So, if you want to immigrate, which one am I using? I don't know. You tell me. Tell me in chat. Am I using immigrate with an I or immigrate with an E? When you want to immigrate to the United States, you can go through a naturalization process. Usually you're here for a certain period of time working, you're in good standing, and then you're offered the opportunity to, and this is generally 2 to 5 years, depends on the situation, not a hard and fast rule. It's kind of one of our problems with our immigration laws now is that we have laws, we have rules, we have processes, but they're different depending on a lot of factors. So naturalization, though, you go through a class, basically, courses, and then you generally are somewhere around 6, what I've heard, and what I know of. There could be some other forms of this as well, but generally something like 6 months. And then you take a test, you pass the citizenship exam, and you can find these. You can find mock citizenship. You may do this one night on stream. On mock citizenship tests or naturalization citizenship for the US. They're not easy. A lot of Americans, if we took them, I know I took one and I barely passed it. I passed it, but I barely passed it. I'm an American, right? And I have a master's degree in global education. Doesn't mean I know everything that's on that citizen. But hopefully, after taking the class, something we learn these things generally in our K through 12 standardized school, right? Sometime in elementary school, middle school, or high school, we learn the information that's on the citizenship tests. You forget just about all of us you talk to, any American, or you watch some of the late night shows. Jay Leno had the late night show. Who is it now? Is it Conan O'Brien has one? Jimmy Kimmel has one. I forget who's doing what nowadays. But Jimmy Kimmel, I know, does a lot of these um, quizzes. He'll send people to the streets, ask questions with a microphone, and see if regular Americans can answer questions. Half the time, they can't. Half the time, they, okay, where is the country of Mexico? And they point somewhere in Central America, not the big chunk of land that is Mexico just south of the United States. It's amazing, and it's very wants to make me face palm or hang my head and think wrong with it. But naturalization, it's the process of becoming a citizen of another country. Most countries have a naturalization process, and it again depends on the country, depends on their rules, laws, regulations, their treaties with the country you're coming from. Sometimes, as an example, I have a student who is she was born in Japan. Her parents are Korean. She is Korean. She has a Korean citizenship, but she has always lived in Japan. She does not have Japanese and cannot get it easily. I don't know anything else about that, but I know she can't get it as a Korean citizen. So just because you're born in some countries doesn't mean that you're going to be a natural born citizen. In the United States, yeah, you're a natural born citizen. If you're born here, you're a US citizen. Simple. No one else in your family may be, but if you're born here, you're a citizen. Other countries, China, I want to say there's a province or two in China where it is allowed, but on the whole, no. If you're born in China, you're not automatically a citizen. You're a citizen of where your parents come from. Same for Japan. If you're born in Japan, and there may be some differences here, but in general, and with the student that I currently have, your citizenship is where your parents come from. Right. Then our last word, usually these are about 4 slides long. I haven't done one of these in a few weeks, so we'll just kind of reset and I'll let you guys know once again what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But we have one more word, then we have the discussion question of the week. My 4th slide, final slide, is always the question that was the most interesting or I got the most answers from. Because again, I teach students literally from all over the world. Students from all over Asia, students from the Middle East, students all over Europe, people from North America, some living in the US who've immigrated to the US, some who've immigrated to Canada, Mexico, people across the board. So we have some really interesting conversations at English Ready. Do a little plug for I have a chance. But stereotypes. It's an often unfair and untrue belief that many people have about people or things with a particular characteristic. Stereotypes can be based on race, gender, religion, nationality, or other characteristics. Stereotyping individuals based on their appearance or background can lead to unfair treatment. Practice reading these on your own. See if you have any trouble with your pronunciation. If you do, you could either jump into the Discord chat and you could ask me directly. I could hear your voice. Or you can just ask it here in the Twitch chat and I'll answer it. Or if you're watching a video later on YouTube or on Twitch, always send me a direct message, ask your question. I'll get back to you. And you have a handshake. You have my promise, pinky promise. In the US, we grow up as kids doing pinky promises, right? I promise you, I pinky promise you that I will get back to you. Stereotypes, though. Stereotypes this week has been a really interesting topic because, again, I have people from all over the place and stereotypes abound. I grew up in the US. I'm very familiar with US stereotypes of other countries and other people. And I lived in China and in Argentina. So I could tell you some stereotypes of Americans. All Americans are rich. This is one in China. All Americans are rich. How would you get here otherwise? Because it costs money to travel. It does cost money to travel. I insure you, I assure you that all Americans like me are not rich. We are doing fine here with my family, but we are not rich. When I lived in China, it took just about all my resources and an extreme focus on living there and doing what I was doing there, doing my research, my master's thesis, all of that. It took a lot of work and a lot of planning. Not something I said, okay, mom, dad, can I have some money? Can I have a credit card so I can go over here? Yeah, son, go have fun. No, that is not how that worked out. I worked my butt off. But that's a stereotype. Here in the US, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and open the door on this one. Post 9/11, we had everybody in the world, I think, still, even young people nowadays, know what 9/11 was. I had just started university and I remember where I was when 9/11 occurred. I remember coming home before the second tower fell and I was watching our big screen TV, not flat screen, big screen, massive box of a television. I was watching this as the second plane hit the second tower, it collapsed. Um, After that, many Americans, and even today, many Americans and many people in other places in the world, all people from the Middle East, Islamic people, Muslims, terrorists. It's one of the worst stereotypes that we carry in today, into the times now. You can still talk to a lot of people that have it. It's not everyone. It's definitely not as bad as it used to be. This is a stereotype that, again, in my classes this week, I have at least 12 people from Iran. I have a student from Syria, Afghanistan. We have a few people from, we have a few people from, we have quite a few actually from Lebanon as well. And again, another stereotype, Lebanese people are Muslim. Lebanese people are all, what did I just say? I'm not going to keep saying it over and over because I feel like Twitch will flag me and say, this guy is spreading hate. No, I'm not. I'm discussing it. So important that we talk about stereotypes. Number one thing that we need to do in our world is discuss and become aware of stereotypes. Think about why we have them, why they continue to exist, and do what we can do about it. Right? You cannot ignore a problem and think it's going to get better. So I'm not going to ignore it on my stream. Okay? And I do ask anyone who has any commentary on respectful. One thing that I won't tolerate on this stream, anybody. You can disrespect me if you really want to. That's not a big deal. I can handle it. And again, I'll block you, kick you. But yeah, it's a hard, quick ban hammer, bye-bye. Ever say anything that is overtly racist, mean, or discriminatory in my chat. Again, if you're discussing something, if you're asking a question about something, okay, that's different. Make that clear and be careful with how you word it. Because again, there's going to be no tolerance. But stereotypes, we all have them. Stereotypes are natural, they're normal. Sometimes they do, in fact, keep us safe. Not always, sometimes, most of the time, we consider them negative. But sometimes stereotypes can be positive because they keep you in trouble, keep you out of danger. See someone who looks a certain way, you see someone who's acting a certain way, I'd say even more by the way they're acting. I probably shouldn't hang out with the person or be around them because I have a weird feeling. Maybe your feeling's wrong, but maybe that feeling keeps you safe. And if you don't have to interact with them, right? But if you're sitting next to somebody in a class and you're constantly looking at them like, person's from this place, I know what they think, You've never talked to them? Probably talk to them and try to figure out why you have that stereotype and if it's right or if it's wrong. Just I don't know. I don't know if that's advice, a suggestion, or what. Take it as you will. This week's top discussion question: can you think of any stereotypes people might have about immigrants or people from other countries? Do you think they're accurate? Let me know in chat if you can think of any. I know we all can. Let us know where you're from. Let us know the common stereotype. And you're not going to get banned for that because I'm asking you the question. Now, again, if you start talking badly, that's a different story. But like I said, a lot of people still think that people of a certain religion are a certain way, and it's difficult to combat that. They say, no, I know it. I've watched the news. I've seen it. They're all this way. Talk about people from Iran. Let's talk about Persian people. Are they all the same? No, not. There are things going on there that some people don't like. There's a rapper, actually, right now, that an Iranian rapper who has just been sentenced to death. Saw the story this morning. People in the U.S. rap community are coming out to support him, saying, no, you shouldn't do this. The U.S., of course, has condemned it already. Are they going to listen to it? Unlikely. Administration tends to make their decisions. This is their way. Have certain laws and rules and regulations that guide them. But it doesn't mean that every person that you meet from Iran believes the same thing. We have to be very careful with that. There's a very big divide, especially in that. Again, when you meet somebody, say in the US, say in Canada, and you ask them where they're from, or you ask them their nationality or what language they speak, they say, I'm Persian. You know exactly where they come from, why they're not. That's all I'm going to say about that. But again, this question this week had so many interesting responses. We talked about Taiwan, talked about China, we talked about Taiwanese people and Chinese people, right? People from Taiwan are very serious about where they're from. We're from Taiwan. Taiwan is Taiwan. They don't say, and you kind of have to pay attention to language. Even in English, they don't say, I'm a Taiwanese person from Taiwan and Taiwan is independent and separate. They don't say that usually. They say, I am a Taiwanese person from Taiwan. That's it. Most people, hard enough not to get into an argument about what it is and where it belongs, right? It's a difficult political and legal argument alone. But they have stereotypes. Mainland Chinese have stereotypes of Taiwan. Same with Hong Kong. Even though Hong Kong is now very much part of China, it's governed in a similar way to the mainland. People, though, still maintain a certain idea from, and they have stereotypes of mainlanders. Mainlanders have stereotypes. I'm going to talk about less obtrusive. I'm going to talk about the mainlanders' stereotypes of Hong Kongers. They all think that Hong Kongers think they're better than everybody else in the world. They think they're lazy. They think that they're special and lazy and should be taken care of because they're better than everyone else from the mainland. This causes so many arguments, so many fights during the protest times, during some of the attacks at both sides, mind, from both sides. The attacks at some of the metro stations began with this presumption that you're better than we a fight. And then a bigger problem came from that 2021, by 2021. Again, stereotypes of Japanese people from China, stereotypes of Chinese people from Japan. And then in the US, we don't call ourselves a melting pot anymore. We call ourselves salad bowl, right? We used to be, when I was a kid in elementary school, we talked about the United States as being a melting pot. Cultures, people move here, become American. We melt together like fondue, like chocolate, or like cheese. When you melt it in a pot, it all melts together and mixes up. Now we talk about it as a salad bowl. The US is like a salad bowl. We're all mixed together, but we have our distinct cultural roots, right? And you can go to any US city, you'll see like little Chinatown, little Sicily, why is my brain slowing? Little Greece, and so on, all these different places. exist, like in New York City. Um, we're salable. We mix together, but we maintain our individual cultural identities. And, America, US, the US is very well known for its individualism. It's a wonderful thing. It's one of our biggest problems at the time. Sometimes it's a little bit too much individual, but it's who we are. Salad bowl, mixed cultures, living together, learning from each other, and doing our best to create this wonderful multicultural society that the majority of us want. I'm going to end on that note tonight. If you have any questions, send me a message. Do it now in chat, or send me a message using Twitch chat, using YouTube. It doesn't matter. Wherever you send it, I'll get to it. I'll respond to you. Let's go do my little closing bit here. So again, this is Jacob Bridge. Forgot about these down here. Bridge School Online, Bridge Gaming here on Twitch. We do play some video games. Friday night, Saturday night, I play with some friends. Just fun games about communication. Play Sea of Thieves most Saturdays. Right now on Friday nights, we're playing Baldur's Gate 3. We're just about to finish up. I think we have 3 more nights of Baldur's Gate. And I think a group of us are going to play, just crossing my fingers that the Valheim update and the Ashlands comes out. We're going to play that with a group of 6 to 8 people. It'd be pretty fantastic. Valheim's a really fun game. If you've not played it, definitely check it out. So there's some gaming here, but I also really enjoy doing these. Even if no one's here, I enjoy doing these roundups. It lets me collect my thoughts about the week, talk about some important issues, and eventually, as things go, they have a few people checking in and watching. Baku, if you're watching later, miss seeing you. Hope you're doing great. Oriel will check in sometimes. Mean Jung will check in sometimes. You guys, hope you're doing great if you watch this video. Everybody else, please, not following, do follow. Check out the socials. I'm not incredibly active. A little bit. Use the Discord. Discord's a great place to send ! Discord down here in chat. I'll do it there for you. If this doesn't work, then I know something's wrong. Okay. I probably just need to re-log into Streamlabs and we'll check everything. But anyway, joining the Discord, Instagram, RiceJD_Bridge Gaming, or the YouTube BSO_Rice. The video of this chat, of this discussion, whatever you want to call it, of this stream is going to be posted on YouTube sometime in the next couple of days. It takes me a hot minute to clip it. I'm trying to work on the Instagram a little bit and put some content, some shorts. What I'm trying to do is playing video games. I'm trying to take moments from video games that are teachable moments. Teach an English vocabulary word, phrasal verb, idiom, something useful tied to the games. Why? I teach a whole lot of classes otherwise, and it's fun to sit down, play some games in the evening, and then think about how I can make this and make it valuable to people who like to watch that kind of content and people who like or are looking to practice or learn. If you're looking for correct lessons at the ready up here, check us out there. We have some spots open in the club. Now it is fairly exclusive club. We have limited number of slots for students. Roughly about 120 students is what we have going on at the time. And again, those spots open really monthly. Each month we have a few spots open up, but we always fill up to 120, which is pretty fantastic. English at the Ready also, we do have a course package where we have our video lessons that you're able to purchase. Those are monthly, for a monthly cost of $19. Access the video lessons, 2 video lessons a week. Then there are 2 master classes that we offer each week. So you get a good bit of content, $19. Plus you get access to the video library, not just the videos we release, the ones we've already released. We have 60, I'm counting in Chinese, 60. I'll do this a lot when I can. We have 60 videos there, but now more like plus 64 videos that you can watch, catch up on. Pretty good value, $19. You're not going to find that anywhere else. And then regular club, contact us at English at the Ready, and we can let you know more about that. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for checking in. Again, I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll find another time because I have 2 more weekly roundups to catch up on this week. And hopefully the plan is Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. I'll be back here for this week's actual. You guys take it easy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you're following if you're not, because I look forward to building this up a little bit. I think it's a blast. And again, teaching like this is something I really care about. I like doing this class. Class. Come in, use it. I've been here 43 minutes. We'll let this run to 45. I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy. Good night to you. golly, dude. What the?